Since our childhood, one thing we really interested us was stories. Stories told by our grandparents, parents. Then there was books, movies. Then along with that there was religion, superstition. Everything was there. We have been told everything from anything between the God and the ghost, anything in between. We have talked about good and the bad. Many things are influenced since the childhood. So, good afternoon, dear colleagues and friends. Today, as part of the RDS Talk, we'll be continuing with my topic. The topic is going to be snakes. I was expecting this. Okay, nice. It is general about snakes and the awareness of snakes. How misunderstood it has been by all of us since ages. It has been misunderstood. It's a part of nature and it has to be there here. So how we got it not? The snake itself gave us the reason. It comes to your house without invitation. It has bitterness. It is fatal. No doubts about it. But still, it's really misunderstood. Okay. So this we talk about snakes. Okay. So the first thing is the distribution of snakes. There are 4,050 plus snakes across the world. The only place the snakes are not available is the Antarctic. There's no snakes there. Extreme cold, no, not possible. Then the other 4 countries are Ireland, Iceland, Ireland, and New Zealand mainly. There's no snakes there. The reason is Ireland, Atlantic is cold, and New Zealand, one of the countries which got separated long time back. It's an isolated island, so it was not there. And they're very strict about snakes entering that country also nowadays. Very strict. Okay. So then there are, as far as India is concerned, we got there are 320 snakes in India. 320 all over, and Kerala has 120 plus. So these snakes are generally divided into from a huge python to a small Brahmi worm snake, which is similar red in color and similar to an earthworm. That's the variation we see among snakes in our country. Okay. So what happens? So what are the characteristics of snakes? They don't have a set gland. They don't have a sebaceous gland. They've got a permanent eyelid, and very important, they are cold-blooded, which means the body temperature changes as per the climate. Which means they have to wait till afternoon to get really active. Okay. So when a python eats an antelope or a deer, it can survive for 6 months without eating, just to digest it. Cold-blooded animal. We have our own blood system, but when it comes to snakes, it's a cold-blooded animal. That's one thing we have to do. And the senses. One of the most important part of the snake is the senses. How does it sense? It has got all snakes have got a forked tongue. A forked tongue, it flickers in the air. It can take minute molecules from the atmosphere, take it back to the roof of the tongue. There's an organ called as Jacobson organ. It creates a 3D image and sends it to the brain, and it can take off. And apart from this, then it has got lateral lines which can detect vibration. Very poor eyesight, they got lateral lines which they can really. Please, anytime, please ask questions, sir. Don't stop there. So
why is Jacobson organ? Is the name story behind that?
No, Jacobson was found by a scientist whose name is Jacobson. There's most of the things that named after scientists. It's all right on top of them. It can detect all single molecules from the atmosphere, pull it back to the tongue. On the roof of the tongue, it is available. So it can get a 3D image of what the thing is that helps in the night and all. Okay. So then these are place where the organ is located. Okay. So next, this is about a highly elongated skeletal system. All from the head to tail, it is totally covered by spines, and these spines are connected directly to the muscles. Now all the spines and the vertebral column is connected together. For that, locomotion is it helps in locomotion of the bigger the snake, it has to pull itself, but other thing, they can slither itself. So the only difference is that. Okay, and there are the next one comes very important, the fangs of the snakes. There are 4 types of fangs. There's a fixed fangs, which is generally seen in a cobra. You open it, so it's there. And then there's a hinged fang, as you see in a viper. It can fold the teeth back inside. When it opens its mouth, it comes out. That's how it is. And then the rear fang. Some of the smaller snakes, they have a rear fang, so that after biting your prey, it holds on and the venom is slowly released. That's the reason for. And there's no fangs are there. Most of the other snakes they don't have a fang. Just set of teeth just to hold the prey. Okay. The snake venom. It is just a saliva. It is saliva, modified saliva with a lot of proteins and peptides. Okay. This is highly toxic. So a venom has to come in contact with the blood to take effect. That's why one major thing about snake venom. I think you all are very so serious here.
Because it's venom.
The topic itself is I just want to okay. There is see the venoms are used in many different ways, including for the ladies face cream. Okay, it is used in face cream. In between researchers, everything is there. Neurological diseases, Alzheimer's, many things they are uses. It's processed. Okay, please, it's processed. It's pure protein, and which means literally you can drink a poison without unless you have got ulcer, you will die. Apart from that, you can literally drink it as well. That's how it is. And how do you, the next is to get a venom, you have to extract this. This extraction process is called as milking. Actually. Milking is a process where it is extracted. There's a tribe in Tamil Nadu, is Irula tribes. They are famous for catching snakes. Very popular people. The government has taken all of them and taken them to Chennai Gindi National Snake Park, created by Forrest Whitaker, is Englishman. He has created a famous snake park there, snakes and crocodile, and this is the only place where they can extract venom or milking is done. So that's how it is. So antivenoms, how do we prepare antibody? Antivenom syringes. So an antivenom is created by injecting a horse with a venom. So what happens? The horse creates a antibiotic for being a big animal in a small doses. The blood they creates an antibody for the poison. Venom, sorry. Let's make it very clear. There's a lot of difference between a venom and a poison. Okay? Venom is inbuilt, inborn, whereas poison can be created, made. One simple example, the more complicated is a poison can be made. Okay? But there are poisonous snakes also with poison, animals are there with poison. But venom is generally inbuilt actually, it's created by the body itself. A modified saliva. Okay? Then there are two types of antivenom, polyvalent and monovalent. For a single snake, for one type of snake, there's one type of venom, antivenom. And in our India, it is more polyvalent. It's a combination of different drugs which is injected to a person in case of not knowing which the snake is. Yeah? So the problem has now become is that the only antivenom which is available for a king cobra, it's in Thailand. Yeah, but the only good part is there are very few snake bites when it comes to king cobra. In spite of its ferocity and this one, it's the bird, the bite counts only less than 5 people in suppose most of it, because it doesn't attack people. A couple of them have tried to act smart and they got bitten. The last thing happened in Trivandrum Zoo. He used to handle that snake for a long time. That day I think it was not a good mood or something, it was bitten and dies. That's it. So how where does the venom affects? It's as common as neurotoxin, nervous system, hemotoxin, the blood system, cytotoxin, the cell, and myotoxin, muscles. It affects them. So generally a snake bite, you can't ask for a 1 hour golden period. Generally anything we get a 1 hour golden period for surviving. Immediate the better. So any snake bite, make sure don't wait it's a poisonous, non-poisonous. You can have a snake bite similar to a spider bite. So it's better at the earliest you reach, because a viper bite is going to be painful, and it is going to excruciating. You have necrosis, which makes muscle get start. You have swellings, lot of complications will start. You will start bleeding blood through your pores. So these are the things. So be careful. Immediately hospital. This one is there. This is and snake birth. There are 3 types of birth which snakes give. Purely they lay egg.
Each type of snake is a separate venom, or is it the same?
Yeah, venom is that's the problem. It's not for a separate venom. It's the region which we have got a problem. Because and now Kerala government has decided that we're going to have a institute for having it, because some of the venoms are not getting affected in our place. Same snake but different families. So north, the snake which are done in north, where the Hopkins Institute in Bombay is producing the antivenom for India. The only problem they realize you can't have a common. So we're going to have our own institute in Kerala, so that we can have a specific person. So it's going to be monovalent injections later on. Because we've got poly now, it's going to mono for one individual snake, one is going to be. And that's how it is.
How we can identify if we get the bites, how we can identify that?
Okay, that's one thing. Identification is a big issue. You can't always get the snake. Okay, that's one thing. So generally what doctors do, they have to wait, they look at the pupil of the eyes and find out how severe it is. Severity is done. Because most this is crate and vipers are most dangerous. Rest of snakes you get time. A cobra bite still gets time. But whereas doctors know general features which what happens with each and every bite. Okay. So what happens when a snake bites? When cobra bites, it's a neurotoxin. It's a neurotoxic effect. It loosens the muscles, and the worst thing to happen is our diaphragm stops working. You cannot breathe after that. A viper bites, you'll have all your body blood vessels will start breaking up. You'll pour out blood. The worst thing is to have a crate bite. It is most dangerous. It bites, you will not know. It happens in mostly villages and all where people sleep on the floor. It enters, it bites without knowing, and you wake up dead because there's no symptoms, no pain, nothing. That's the biggest problem. So the big four, unlike there's animals which are big four in Africa, we got big four. The most common is the cobra. It's an Indian cobra, very common, neurotoxic effect. Okay, there are two varieties of them. One is spectacle cobra with the spectacle on the back on the hood, and there's a monocole. Monocole, that's a simple circle. It is. There are two types of them. The second one is the common crate, very dangerous. Pelican. It hardly comes to town area and all, but villages outside it's very common there. It comes. And one thing very shy, generally night time and only it comes. There are two types of them. There's a common crate and it's a banded crate. Not in Kerala, at least not in Kerala. That's the banded crate. And the next two is the Russell swiper. Chena Dandan, for a pair of them, Anali family there. So this is one thing. Different places, different names are given. That's it. This snake has got an additional feature. It has got pits on its head. It can detect infrared, and during night it can easily catch prey. It doesn't move out of the place. You walk in front of it, it will bite. It will not move. Unlike any other snakes, it generally makes way for us on hearing the vibration. This is one snake which will not move out of its place. Either you move or it will not move. Very lazy, very fatal, and very, very fast. The bite is very fast. And along with this, the next fourth one is the soft scale viper. It's a small snake, very small, but very fatal. It's only in Kannur and Palakkad only. That's the good news. That's the good news. And these snakes are seen generally in ground setup, open ground, not in the residential area. They are generally seen there. Very fatal, very fast, very provocative. So this is a soft scale viper. This viper itself, there are different vipers. Apart from this, there's Malabar pit viper, Travancore pit viper. There's an Annamalai pit viper. There's a big scale pit viper, and there are a couple of more which is seen across Western Ghats. So depending on the climate, this is another soft scale. Only difference between all those snakes and this snake is the skin is overlapping. It is individual. Unlike all snakes, the skins are fused together. So as the snake grows, the skin doesn't grow. So it has to come out of it. To come out of it, what happens? The indication, the eyelid also is a part of the skin. It becomes blurry for it. It's very aggressive that time. So like we remove a shoe or socks from a shoe or leg, it has to remove. So it goes and rubs its face on the tree and slowly comes out. You can see, you can get a single piece. That's how it is. So, how can we forget the king cobra? The king cobra is not an actual cobra, okay? It doesn't have a hood, it has got elongated. Ophioophagus hana, that's the name, Italian, Latin name. Ophioophagus means snake eating. It has a perfectly packed dinner, lunch, breakfast. It just had it. It eats others also. It takes everything, but it prefers snakes. Okay. It's not a docile, but very aggressive. One bite can fall an elephant and make it 10 to 20 human beings. One bite, small bite, enough for to kill. Okay. So Ophioophagus hana is mainly found in Kerala. It is there all across Kerala, Western Ghats very preferably, They lay egg, and there's only snake which waits for the child to be hatched. Bamboo grows, it is there. It will collect leaves, cover it, it will wait till it gets hatched. Okay, so I talked about the birth. Birth is like, there are three of them. One is egg laying, the second is they lay live babies, and the third one is ovoviviparous. The third one is it is an egg inside the mother's body, it breaks inside the mother, then it is delivered. Okay, that's how it is. So apart from this, these are the common sea snakes. Very important. And the good news is it doesn't bite human being. So very poison, and it has only problem this snake has to come to land to lay the eggs. So during night time they come out. That's how it is. And these snakes, why they were so potent? In the open sea, when it bites a snake, most of the snakes after biting releases it. They have to release. Unlike it's a rat snake or something, they have to release it because they may break the tooth. And it keeps constantly keep appearing also. So in the sea, you have to bite it and the victim should die immediately. You can't wait for it to chase around. So it's very important. And thankfully it doesn't generally, there's no cases where it has come and bitten. And the only difference is the tail has got a flat tail. Okay. Then we've got a non-venomous snake, cherapamba. Rat snake. Rat snake it is. And there are a couple of Indian rock python. Rock python is a constrictor. It will constrict the victim. Okay, not human beings, please don't do. What happens? It wraps around the victim and keeps pressing. Highly muscular, very strong. What happens? As it constricts, it takes an upper breath and again it keeps pressing you. You start breaking the vertebral columns. And it waits for a while. That's all. And that is bull snake, cat snake, white snake, sand boa. Very common, you can see. Some of sand boa is a trinket snake, very commonly seen. Chomarapamba, Katapamba, and all list are here. And this is the last one, is a common shield. It is shield tail, it is got Savachapamba, the Marina, Rampera. Then, ophiology is the study of snakes. And ophiophobia is the fear of snakes. So generally there is a misconception. Yes. Anima, she won't say something. Herpetology is actual word actually. Herpetology, but herpetology includes snakes, insects, frogs, lizards, turtle. So a part of this ophiology is the study of snakes only. So herpetology is the main thing. Okay. So this is a sign which is used in medical profession. The symbol, a mask around the thing. It describes a Greek goddess for medicine and health. So it has been said that they will be using for a long time. And some of the apps where Kerala government has released an app called a Sarpa. Please load it in your system, in your mobile, and make sure that you have got the local RRT local number in your phone, Rapid Response Team, Forest Department's own team they got. All people should have it called, save it in the phone, leave it at home so that they'll come immediately. Sarpa is one app where volunteers are there, all Kerala, a lot of volunteers are there, the nearest person will come to you. And that's how it is. And there's a book about snakes, which is very common. Thank you. Next.
Actually, I tried Sarpa app before at 10 o'clock at night. Within 2 minutes, they call me back. Very responsible.
Because they are making sure that there's no, because the government has to compensate a lot of people, and it's better not to kill a snake. And please remember, killing is a crime now. The Cherapamne Pandani case in there. So it has been declared. So don't let anybody kill or don't let anybody know. Somebody complains, they pick you up. There's no bond. You have to stay in the jail minimum 3 months. Okay, no question asked. So be very, very careful.
You said that's the only snake that can protect. What about other snakes?
No. They just
They
leave
leave
it. Please remember, October, November season is the breeding season. So most of the vipers and most snakes are there. Viper, the problem is anywhere it comes 25 to 50 babies are born. It disperses right after that. So make sure it's not near the house. The only way of keeping the snakes away from your house, there's no chemical or anything. Keep the surrounding clean. The snakes come to our house only because of rats. And okay, during rainy season, the frogs also come. But rats is a very common thing. What happens? You have to keep the, if there's no rats, no snake will come. Don't worry. That's all.